Meditation then. Hey, good morning, YouTube. Good to see you here. Uh, for those of you that this might be the first time I'm connecting with you, good morning, good morning, good morning. Where did that YouTube channel go? Oh, there it is. Morning conversation. Okay, got it. YouTube, good to see you here. Yep, there we go. I do that in case I want to see some of the chats that go on there. So I want you to take a big breath. We're going to go to our sanctuary for just a second. We haven't done a meditation in a moment. And in this conversation, I want you to become aware of the next level of your story, the next level of who you said you were going to be, that person you made a commitment to yesterday, a decade ago, 2 decades ago, that person you said, I am ready to become this best version of me. So in just a moment, we're going to close our eyes, not just yet. In just a moment, we're going to close our eyes. And if you're in a safe space to do so, if not, you can mark this page and come back and listen to it another time. I want you to become aware of your present environment. What is that space and that place you're currently in? What is the energy? What is the signal that flows through it right now? Now, what would happen if that signal was increased to allow you to have more? If that signal was increased to allow more powerful, positive results to come to you? That's what we're going to do here in just a moment. So in just a moment, we're going to relax into a state, take a big breath, keep breathing, just become aware of your breathing right now. That activates your prefrontal cortex, your executive decision making, and it says, if I can focus on my breathing, I'm in a safe space. If I can focus on my breathing, I'm in control of my thoughts for even just a moment. So breathe in. In just a moment, we're going to enter into our transport. We're going to transport to our sanctuary of personal undevelopment and achievement. And when we arrive at the sanctuary, we'll be in this place where all of our capabilities and capacities come true. So when I snap my fingers in just a moment, we're going to enter into our transport and we're going to be taken to that magical oasis called our sanctuary. That place you've created, that place you live in at every moment of every day. And it's where your hunches come through and your ideas spring forth. So 1, 2, 3. We're now transported to our sanctuary. And we're in the hallway, walking to the atrium, to the great room, to the big area. And in that big area, there's water running, whether it's a fountain or a creek that runs through your sanctuary. And I want you to find that space where you sit and you meditate and you connect to your highest self. And as you sit in this spot, and as you begin to rest into this energy of creation and capability, I want you to say it's okay. Just simply say, it's okay. It's okay to be more. It's okay to access more. It's okay to let go of what doesn't serve me. So in this space, it's not about fixing anything. It's about noticing what's already alive and gently letting it move. Letting that thing, that energy, that frequency, that version of you that's already alive, it's always been alive. Let that version of you begin to create some movement. Begin by letting your breath slow down. Inhale through your nose, hold it for 4 seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Again, inhale, hold, and let go. Feel where your body is resting, letting gravity do the work. Feel where your body is relaxing. Feel where your cells are settling down. This is your permission to drop performance. I give myself permission to drop performing. I'm simply going to be. There's no outcome you need to reach here. Only breath and beginning and awareness. So let's understand a little bit more about a topic no one really wants to discuss. And that's shame. Let's talk a little bit about shame, not the one that's in your head, not the one that you are thinking of maybe now of when you did something embarrassing, not that kind of shame. The one underneath, the one that was programmed in you before you could speak, where language hasn't even formed yet. Shame is not who you are. It's a survival program. It learned to whisper things like, don't speak, don't be seen, don't take up space. Maybe it came from silence. Maybe it came from chaos. Or from someone, maybe it came from someone. Maybe somebody pretty powerful who didn't know how to love you out loud. Came from somewhere. Shame hides in places your thinking mind can't even touch. Pause for a moment. Let that settle in. Shame hides in places where your thinking mind can't even go. So we're not here to say, think it away. We're here to feel where it lives. And not being a different relationship, making it a different relationship you have with it. This isn't about something outside of you. This is you. This is at a level that, again, your thinking mind can't even begin to touch. So now take a breath and bring your awareness to your brain. For those of you that have been through or listened to some of the recordings, we've gone and we've accessed our thought generators. And we've put in programming in our thought generators. Just imagine being able to access your brain. That system that's keeping you safe. that system that runs everything. Its main desire is to keep you safe. See, when shame forms early, the brain wires around it and says things like, let's not go there. Let's not do that again. Let's stay quiet. Let's stay small. Let's stay hidden. See, those are the early forms of shame that you're not 100% sure where the there is, or the quiet keeps you out of, or staying small keeps you from being seen, or staying hidden doesn't let others see you. We never identified that. We just came up with the survival statements. Yet you are not the same version of shame. You are not that version of shame that you're trying to protect. You are not that version. When we say things like, don't go there, I better not say anything, you're not protecting you, you're protecting shame. That's how core it's been wired into you. You are protecting it above you. Yet it tells you the story. It's protecting you. So speak gently to your brain right now. Speak gently to that vibrational state of awareness right now and say, hey, thanks for protecting me. But I'm safe now. We can rewire. And that word, but, is so important. Thanks for protecting me. But is a word used that typically negates, it typically offsets what was previously said before. This would be a time you would use your but, B-U-T. So let's say that again. Thinking of your brain. You're welcome, Honorable. Thinking of your brain. Say this. Hey, brain. Hey, shame. Hey, version of me that I protect. Thanks for protecting me. But I'm safe now. That's the only thing that shame has done, is wired you to stay safe. And yet you are the one, the physical body, feeling the uncomfortable, protecting shame. So feel what softens when your brain hears kindness instead of commands. Feel what softens in your mind when your brain hears kindness and commands. So let's take a shift now. Let's take a shift and let's think of things in a new way. Shame taught you to be quiet. Shame taught you to hide. Shame taught you to get small. Your signal, that vibration inside of you, that desire, that passion, that focus, when you know that you know that you know, your signal teaches you to speak. So let's rewire with real language. Repeat softly. in your mind. You can say it out loud after you hear me say it. I don't need to be ashamed to be safe. I do not need to be ashamed to be safe. I don't need to suffer to be worthy. I don't need to despair to be loved. Let these phrases move slowly. I'll say them again. You may feel some resistance. Check in your body where you feel the resistance when you say these words. That is shame defending itself without words. It's giving you a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. It's giving you an emotional state you're not quite sure you didn't have just a moment ago. That's the neuroencoding, your brain's signal to your body that something's a little out of Denmark, something's a little off, and that's okay. I do not need shame to be safe. I don't need to suffer to be worthy. I don't need to disappear to be loved. They're not affirmations. They're declarations. You're not tricking your brain. You're reteaching it. You're giving it a new set of instructions. So bring your hand back to your chest or back to your belly where you feel presence right now, where you feel energy flowing through your body. Take a big breath. Breathing is always important. Breathing, if we control our breathing, if we do something special with our breathing, we activate our prefrontal cortex saying, I'm not in harm's way. So listen to these words, let them settle in on your heart. If you want, feel free to repeat them. I'm not broken. I'm aware. That feeling as you were saying those declarations earlier, where it felt odd, like your body was broken, that's simply becoming aware. I'm not broken. I'm aware. I do not need to prove anything. I need to remember. I don't need to prove anything. I need to remember. Shame is a shadow. My signal is the sun. Feel that. Shame is the shadow. My signal is the sun. Take a big final inhale for this meditation. And as you exhale, release any last effort, any last pushing, any last trying, any last, I gotta do something feeling. Welcome back. You're whole and your signal is still here. In just a moment, we're going to leave our sanctuary, that place where we instantly have access to all that we've ever said, all that we've ever thought, and all that you ever need to become aware of. This is your signal. In just a moment, we're going to head towards our hallway to jump into our transport to come back to this moment in time. Say thank you to your sanctuary. Say thank you to your energy. Say thank you to your new awareness. And in 1, 2, 3, We're in the transport back to this present moment where you currently sit right now in your body, fully energized, fully with declarations that you are worthy, you are loved, and you are aware. And as you slowly open your eyes, take a big breath, maybe roll your shoulders, spin your neck a little bit, hear that morning little crack in your vertebrae. And I want you to look for things that are yellow in your room. In looking for things that are yellow, you become active and activate the thinking senses inside of your brain, saying, I'm aware of things around me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And Nathan asked in YouTube, do you have any sort of advice for how to step into positions similar to CFOs or CSOs? And the answer is yes. The first position I ever had was VP of sales. I'd never had an executive position before, and I was asked to step into that. So I have full awareness and conversation of that. So feel free, Nathan, to reach out and we can have a conversation, and I'll offer some ideas, and we'll see where life takes us. Good morning, folks. Good morning, Misfits, for those of you on Zoom. And if you'd like to ever join us on Zoom, you can go to unlearnme.live, left-hand side, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. There's a link there for you to join us in a Zoom, and feel free to, after my trainings or conversations or meditations, you can ask me some questions. And that's what I'm about to do now. Good morning, Misfits. What'd you learn? What'd you like? What's your takeaway? What'd you hear this morning? It's always a tough topic. Until, Jim Rohn would say, until. I see somebody's hand up here. Who is that? AJ, good morning, AJ, from Serbia.
Hey, how's it going?
Outstanding.
Hey, listen, here's another example where you can use the word but. So for everybody at home, I sent Sean a video last night where I was able to run. I do run as if I had a pole up my behind, but this is the perfect time to use the word but I was able to run. And it took a couple of I mean, you might call them sprints. I did a couple of those, and then I came home and I was like, oh, I started journaling, and I said to myself, okay, so I'm loving this moment because, for one, I get to have another thing in my evidence file. And then two, I just love the fact that I get to prove to myself almost daily. I mean, this is almost a daily occurrence that I proved to myself that it is really all in the mind, man. It's really all up there. And you get to do what you get to do, you know? And I was like, God damn, man, this is just great. So I wanna extend my gratitude to you and this community because I really do see this community as sort of a daily accountability call, you know? And regardless of the fact that if someone speaks or comes on more often than not and somebody doesn't, I know that they listen to this and they hear this. Actually, I know they listen. I hope they hear. So I want to thank everybody for showing up every day. It's usually about anywhere between 8 and 12 of us daily. And I appreciate that very much. And I want to thank all of you for showing up every day because I get to come on and I come on daily and just show my accountability because I feel, you know what? I feel as if I owe it to you in terms of you are people that want to see me succeed and vice versa. I want to see all of you succeed. And it's kind of this get together that we get to have every single day practically. And we just share experiences, and you see the growth in people. And the fact that I actually the fact that you see various types of people. I mean, on the surface, we might not have a lot in common. You know, a 24-year-old guy from Europe, and then I'm not gonna mention any age gaps, but it's all
A
ladies.
60-year-old guy in Arkansas.
Yeah, okay, okay, yeah, 60-year-old guy trapped in a 17-year-old mindset guy from Arkansas. And then a couple of ladies, which I'm not gonna go there. So it's so interesting, and this never ceases to amaze me. 5 years later, we're 5 years down the road, and this never ceases to amaze me that on the surface level, we seem very different. There we go, 71-year-old cowboy, Mr. Bob Kane. So on the surface level, we seem so different, yet we're so similar. And I am honored to share the stage with y'all every day and be accountable to you and to myself. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody.
That's the psychographic, not the demographic. Psychographic is the way we think. That's why a 5-year-old kid that somebody goes, oh my God, they're an old soul. Yeah, they probably act a little more mature, or this, that, or the other. Yeah, the key is that they're of a similar mind frequency versus an age frequency, or location frequency, or a gender frequency, or a race frequency. It's a psychographic. So you're a perfect example of it, being the youngest one here and teaching wisdom every day. And the way you get to teach wisdom is through experience. That's all wisdom is. That's all wisdom is experience, which is why it's a challenge for you to speak to other demographics similar to yours. They do not have the experience, AKA wisdom. That's all wisdom is experience, to know what might work and what might not work, to offer suggestions. And those who refuse that are refusing wisdom. Now, we can tell everybody what to do. That's dictatorship. But if you find those who are seeking wisdom, you'll be able to have conversations around experience. Nobody cares that I've farmed 200 acres of land and baled 6,000 bales of hay in a summer and fed and took care of over 1,000 cattle, not at once, a couple hundred cattle at a time. But cows have babies and moms go and we sell babies and so on and so forth. So nobody really cares. That's not part of it, yet it's part of my wisdom. Nobody really cares, not outside of this group, that I have sheep. Yesterday, we wormed them all. We gave them their little worm oral injections, and they were okay with it. Nobody's like, I wonder if Sean's worming today. Nobody said that yesterday. Yet it's an experience that gives me wisdom. All I'm saying is that everything you have is wisdom. The reason more people aren't with you is because they don't know your wisdom. You're keeping it stuck. You're keeping it shut. You're trying to not make it experience. You're trying to make it exceptional. You're trying to put yourself in a space that says, I'm worthy. I'm worth it. A gold bar sitting on a sidewalk doesn't need to say, hey, I'm important. We know gold is important. You have gold, you have platinum inside of you, you have unobtainium inside of you. Nobody can get what you got. It's why you can give away all that you have. They can't have what you have. It'll never make sense to them, yet you can share everything you've ever had to help those who want more have more. So we've got to find people who are curious. It's needed for us to figure out, how do we trigger their interest? Because there ain't no one like you. I don't care who you are. There ain't no one like you. And I can promise you, the people that you most hang around with aren't like you. They're great part of your symphony. There's something different about them. You may have similar tastes and like the same restaurants, but there's something oddly unique about them when compared to you. Our goal is to see who's interested, who wants to raise their hand and say, I want some of that. So thanks, AJ, for sharing that. And that was neat to see you run. I was just praying that the camera stayed up as you were running. Like, oh God.
It was like one of those hidden camera kind of settings, but it was great. And then I'm so happy that you mentioned the thing, because my follow-up statement slash question was, this has been happening for, let's say, over the last couple of weeks, that I sit down with somebody, whether I know them or not, or maybe it's our first kind of encounter, and I noticed that I get easily fed up with quote unquote normal conversations nowadays. And I'm actually curious to find out if other people in here are kind of experiencing the same thing. Because I notice when I sit down with somebody and they start off from what I see as yapping about just everyday stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I immediately think of you, and I immediately think of the thing you said to me many years ago, which was that we're on a small talk diet, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I noticed that over the last couple of weeks, initially when I start a conversation with somebody, the first couple of minutes are kind of weird. They're kind of uncomfortable. I'm like, they're talking about whatever, just everyday stuff. And I I think to myself, I'm like, yeah, that's not what I've been thinking about. And they're like, what are you thinking about? And then I start sharing some ideas, and they're like, whoa, hold on there, Moses. So I'm like, okay. So that's really
So do
interesting.
you actually say to them, hey, listen, I'm on a small talk diet. Can we talk about bigger things? Have you ever said that to somebody?
I started doing that because I just can't keep up with the uncomfortability of the conversation.
Yep. And what you might say, depending upon culture, is you might, depending upon their personality, you might say, hey, listen, I'm kind of a bottom line guy, right? Yeah. I like to have results. Can we go bottom line in our conversation? Can we talk about real things that matter? And it's the tone you say it. Hey, listen, I'm a bottom line kind of guy. We need to talk about things that matter. I don't want to hear about this fluff. Hey, I'm a bottom line kind of guy, right? Yeah, I've been able to do some things in my life that others haven't. And it's because I decided to not, I don't know, talk about the fluff. Can we have a get to the chase kind of conversation so that you can help me, right? Put them in the leadership position first, and maybe I can offer some assistance to you. I really want this to be one of those kind of red letter day conversations, because I know there's something you can teach me. I know there's something that it'll come off the cuff, and I'll say, oh my gosh, that's what I was looking for, because I've asked for people like you to come into my life. Can we have that kind of, I don't know, what would you call it? I call it kind of a bottom line conversation and see what they come up with. Set the stage, rather than going, hey, listen, I'm tired of chit chatting and listening to gossiping. Just if you ain't got nothing to say, keep your mouth shut. That probably won't instill wild dialogue.
Oh yeah, I noticed that I started talking a lot less than before because I would just be sitting there and people would start yapping about this and that and this guy and that guy and the politics and blah blah blah, and I'm just sitting there kind of listening to it, not definitely not hearing it, definitely not. I'm just kind of listening there, and then I say, okay, let's maybe do this, and then I kind of turn around the conversation. So that's real interesting. And I know that you said a couple days ago, or it could be weeks, can't remember. Anyhow, you said that that is one of the clear signs of transformation. And that gets me on my toes. I mean, that just sits right with me. And I'm super happy for that. Because I'm not like I'm getting uncomfortable with people nowadays. Why is that? And then I think, well, yeah, it's because Sean said that's one of the first things that happens as you kind of expand and need new friends. Probably a lot of us need new friends. And then I'm like, oh wow, man, this is what it's like. And then I kind of catch myself thinking that I just see things these people can't. And then I think to myself, well, I'm just in a totally different position and a totally different person, by the way. So that's real interesting to me. That is really fascinating to me. Ain't that fascinating, right? So thank you to you
You're
and
welcome.
all of y'all.
And as you do this, maybe in your journaling, ask who's the one getting aggravated. That's the old story. That's the ego of the new story. It's the old story wanting to do it. And they have all of these costumes they put on, all of these energies, all of these frequencies they put on that keep you from paying attention. How is it possible that sitting down with somebody is annoying? Who's coming up with that definition? Imagine if it was the last conversation you ever had. I can promise you the last conversation you had. Do you remember the last conversation you had before the motorcycle accident?
I remember being at the bank. I can't quite
Okay.
remember what happened beforehand.
So do you think you may have spoken to anybody?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So did you know that was going to be your last conversation?
Nope. Definitely did not anticipate that.
Right? Nobody ever does. So now the question is what if every conversation's the last one? Would you ever lose control? I asked for patience. Did God give me patience? No, he gave me people to be patient with.
Oh, so now you think you're being smart. Okay.
just just offering perspective. I
Yeah,
know. I know.
that's really interesting. Thank you.
So as you sit down and have a conversation and then offer in a way that's not demeaning or debilitating or distracting, say in third party, always use third party, blame somebody else to listen. I was tasked. I was given a mission. You know, sometimes people like they can't talk for a day and they got to write everything out. Well, thank God I can talk. The reality is I've been tasked with having a dialogue. And dialogue means you speak, I listen. I speak, you listen. Can we have one where we share ideas and conversations and talk about things we have control over? And you'll watch their energy and their significant show up, and I don't know what to do. And so because they've never really had a dialogue, they've had an exchange of two sets of information that exchange and every now and then bump into each other, called monologues. Nobody's really had a you speak, I listen, respond to that. And that's what you're asking for. You're asking for dialogue, not monologue. Because you're not distracted anymore. So, and Nathan, I just suggest make sure they have the big cloth napkins and you should be okay. And you'd have to see a comment on YouTube to know what that is all about. Anyone else? Thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways, take with yous.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Diane.
Well, all this talk about shame, and thank you, AJ, for showing up too. You, it's very valuable what you share sometimes in the conversations you and Sean have. But this took me back to, I remember when I was quite young, my aunt would say, you know, she was one of the ones that didn't want children to be seen or heard. So she was always telling us to go home or go a certain place or to be quiet. So it's funny that that came up this morning when you were um, in that meditation talking about that, to that, how deep that went. So it's funny
It's
how
way
that.
down there. That stuff is way it's packed away in boxes and wrapped in saran wrap, and yeah, it's way deep.
Mhm.
And so now with this awareness, what changes? What comes to light for you?
I know that doesn't define me.
Cool. So
And
had it defined you, or was it a defining an unconscious uh
I think
flagpole that you rallied around?
I think it might have been. Yeah.
And if we right, what do we say? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And so
Yes.
awareness makes us stand for something. And now you have an awareness of do I make this decision or do I not, based on this shame?
Hmm.
Well, that doesn't seem to have served me to the best that it could have. And so now I'll get to use it a different way. Right? We can use wood and burn it as a fire, or we can use wood and build a house.
True.
So allow yourself the awareness of what allowed you to see that at this moment. What does it allow you to now do differently at this moment? And with this new awareness, do you become a new version of you that's actually the oldest version of you? The chippy away, what's not you?
Hmm. I find it very interesting.
It's fascinating,
Yes.
wildly fascinating. Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What else is in that conversation?
Well, the other thing that came up, and it's funny, when my mom passed away, we found this letter in her Bible. And it was a letter she wrote to God to forgive her and um, that she really didn't need to be on earth anymore, that type of thing. And it was yellow. It was a yellow, the paper had yellowed over the years. And so she must have wrote it at a young age, I would say. So we were kind of shocked when we found it because she was always such a giving person and she didn't have a lot of financially, but she always seemed to have things to give people, be it food or, you know, if someone needed a pair of slippers or a nightie or whatever, and they came to visit, she would give it to them. So that was the other thing that came up. And so I think it's something probably in my genes that when you talk about generational things.
Yep. So the paper had yellowed.
Mhm.
So evidently she seemed to have gotten a response from God, because he didn't take her. He decided to use her,
It's true. Yes.
right?
Mhm.
If she wrote that at an age where the paper was white or cream or whatever it was, and it faded a couple of
Mhm.
things, she had to see it, because it doesn't yellow sitting in without sun. It doesn't yellow when it sits between pages. It has to be exposed to the air. So she moved that regularly as a reminder.
Mhm.
Isn't that fascinating?
It is fascinating. Now that you put it that way, yes.
Right. So I bet the folds in it were pretty hard.
Yeah.
And every time she read it, God gave her a response by probably sending somebody over for her to give, saying, I need you. I don't need you here. I don't need you as an angel. I need you as an angel on earth.
Hmm.
And
That
now
makes
imagine her
sense.
having that letter
Mhm.
and raising you.
Well, see, that's the thing. We moved here when I was 6, so sh- the that part of my life growing up till I was uh, in my 20s, I guess, because I did go back to see her, but she didn't start coming up here till I had my children, and that's when she spent a lot of time with us. She'd stay for a couple of months and then go back. So yeah, she missed those parts of our years growing up, my sister and I.
So I bet she wrote that when you guys left the first time.
Could be. And she brought up all her nieces and nephews, like there were 7 of them.
Wow.
Um, yeah. So it's
If that's not the epitome of I want more for my kids than I want for me.
mhm.
See, this is as we begin to dissect it, it's like, oh, there's another, oh, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's powerful. Wow. Paul Harvey, the rest of the story.
It's true. Yes. Yep. Things are certainly it makes so much sense now looking back. Yes.
Wow. They always say hindsight's 2020, all right?
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you for
You are welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for sharing that. Because I'm sure I have absolute 100% confidence that triggered some awarenesses in some of the other folks who are listening to this, or who will listen to this recording at some point. Like, oh my goodness, I never thought of it that way. Love it, love it, love it.
change the way you look at things.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Last thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways, take with you. Have a beautiful day. Love it, love it, love it. All right, my misfits. I hope today brings you great joy, brings you incredible peace, and an awareness that's always been there, as close as your skin. And yet today you see a glimpse of it and realize the absolute energetic freedom that exists with that awareness, because it's always here. I'm your head brain training, brain scrambling leader of misfits and mayhem. I'll see y'all where?
The next event.
Next event.
At the next event. Everybody give me, or anybody give me some Costa Ricas.
Pura vida.
Pura vida. We love you, Mark. And some Lydias.
Peace be with us.
Peace be with us all. And the queen of helping you find the alternate meaning to letters left behind. Jessie Lee Ward.
Bosley.
Bosley, we love you, girl. And a little white fluffy.
Gurgly,
Gurgly,
gurgly.
gurgly. We love you, Fee. All right, everybody, go have some fun today. If I can be of service, reach out. I'll see you soon and enjoy today. You know why? Because you deserve it. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sean. Love you all.
Have a great day.
Everybody take care.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you, guys.
Everybody,
Have a good-
run, AJ, run. I'm now going to see you in the whatever that Forrest Gump movie. Run, Forrest, run.
Oh, we're gonna make a remake.
Bye for now.